guys, so we are recapping one of our products here for you today. This is the Microcare Geyser Controller. We introduced this a couple of years ago, and we're going to tell you about some of its exciting features. This is it here without the cover on. Nice aluminium casing, so nice and light. A big PC board inside, large motherboard, and of course our Wi-Fi module, one of our recent introductions and inclusions into this product. So this is the Microcare Geyser Controller. I'll tell you a little bit about it. You might have seen us advertising it. This is an amazing product. It's a retrofit product, so this can fit to any current geyser that's on the market. So you don't need a plumber, you don't need to take the water out of the geyser, you don't need to change the element. You can simply connect this guy with some solar panels onto the back of your element, and then of course you still have the AC applicable or available if you still want to connect to AC. So for instance, if you know of a couple of rainy days or overcast days and you still want to make sure that you reach the temperature, maybe the solar panels aren't going to get there, we'll talk about the panels in a moment, then this guy, he has AC connection as well for backup. And I've seen him work incredibly well. The example here we have at the factory, less than 7 days last year we needed to use AC to heat the water up in all sorts of types of weather. And that's really because we're no longer pumping water onto the roof like the old geyser controllers. We're using now the properties of a solar panel, which we all know works in different weather conditions. We're using that properties to be able to heat up the water using our geyser controller. So it fits to 2, 3 and 4 kilowatt elements, which you typically find in 100 litre, 150 and 200 litre geysers. These are our common ones. At my home I've got a big 4 kilowatt element in a 200 litre geyser, big family, so my geyser controller needs to work really, really hard. We've got all the details available of course in our training manuals and on our website, and even a bit of a wiring diagram giving you all the information as to what's needed. Go check out our website. Our YouTube channel has all the videos on how to fix the thermistor, how to connect the controller as well, and of course talk about the panels as well. Let's talk about that for a moment. So this guy needs solar power to operate. So what kind of panels do I need? So let's look at a typical geyser. Let's take a 3 kilowatt element, we're very common in South Africa, normally powering 150 litres of water. So this is typical household, and we've got many of these in South Africa. Now to power this 150 litre geyser with a 3 kilowatt element, I need to tick two boxes, wattage and voltage. And you might have seen this in some of our other videos as well. We often talk about these two important windows. So wattage, how much wattage of solar panels do I need to heat up a 3 kilowatt element for 150 litres of water? Now we'll tell you on the data sheet that you need between 0.9 and 2 kilowatts of solar power. If you think about a 550 watt panel, very common these days, two of those panels fits quite nicely into that window, 1.1 kilowatts. But you'll see when we look at the voltage window that it's not the suitable panel, because for voltage we need a minimum of 150 volts up to about 300 volts, and this is of course open circuit voltage. So if I use a 550 watt panel with a typical voltage of maybe 50 volts open circuit, you can see two panels are only going to give me 100 volts, and I'm not really going to do the product justice. I'm going to need 3 panels to get up to that window. So you might decide maybe that's not the most affordable option. And that's often why we've done smaller panels. 340 watts were very common at first. 340 watt panels, 3 of them would give you over 1 kilowatt of power, and the voltage would get you about 150 volts. In fact, we did high voltage panels at one point. 330 watts times 3, just over 1 kilowatt, but the voltage was 90 volts per panel. 90 times 3, 270. So how do I know whether I should go on the 150 volt or the 300 volt side of things? And remember, any panels can be used as long as you fall within those two windows. And I often say to people, if you have someone that's going to be using hot water a lot, maybe there's someone at home and they're going to wash dishes or they need hot water for various things, then you would want to go on the higher side of the voltage and the wattage, just to be able to make the power more often. Where if you're like us with a family and we're all at work and school, we typically only need hot water at the end of the day. Then I would err on the lower side. So that's the panel selection. It's important that you fall within the wattage and the voltage window. The other thing to consider is that this product is really, really cost effective. It's a fantastic return on investment. And if I'm really conservative, and if I have a 3 kilowatt element, 3 kilowatts, and let's say 3 rand a unit, I mean, that's a bit conservative in some parts of the country. So 3 kilowatt times 3 rand, it's about 9 rand per day. Now I know that my geyser doesn't run for an hour a day, probably about 2. But if I'm conservative, you can see around 9 rand. I'll tell you what, let's average that at 10 rand for our sums. 10 rand, 30 days, that's 300 rand a month. For a family spending 1,000 Rand of electricity per month, they could quite easily be spending 300 to 500 Rand. 50% of their bill can be on your hot water. So you can see how much saving potential there is in this product. And that means you're going to get your money back much quicker. A 20,000 Rand installation of a whole system perhaps could get you your money back within 3 years. And we know that Eskom prices will go up as well. So your return on investment is excellent. So no plumbing required. It's really efficient, up to 98% efficiency. The power out the panels you're getting into your geyser. So no plumber required. It's direct solar power, and it retrofits to anything. So a really efficient product. We're really excited by this, and we think it's really a game changer in the market. Just one other thing, you can use this in townhouse complexes or in blocks of flats, because we don't need to now pump water up onto a roof somewhere. We can actually take solar panel power from far up, run it down with solar flex cable into a geyser controller and the geyser. So really good for those really difficult hot water installations. And of course, we know in South Africa, all new installations need to have about 50% of their hot water heated with alternative energy. This is one to look out for. So it's one controller, one set of solar panels per geyser, the Microcare Geyser Controller. Go check out our YouTube channel. We've got a number of videos about this product. And of course, you can find out more information on our website. Or email our sales team, sales@microcare.co.za.